Hi grades 3. Today we are looking at our math lesson number 7, and I would like you to grab your math textbooks and open to page 79, your textbooks. So it's this page 79, and at the end of this lesson you will be completing number 7. So page 79, task 7, all the way from A to F. And then in your workbooks, you will be working on exercise 36. So it is 2 pages. So page 101 and page 102 and page 103. Okay, so it is division, and we have done a lot of this so far. But let's go ahead and let's give you a quick review of how do we do division. So I'm going to choose 2 questions from this task. So task 7, I'm going to choose 2 questions, question A and question D. And then in your workbook, I am going to choose this last balloon. And over here, I will choose this last balloon, okay? So let's go ahead and first begin with our task 7, and I am choosing, so question A. Okay, so let's go ahead so that we get a bit of a refresher on how to do division. So we have 75 divided by 7. Now remember grades 3, we are working with 7 times table this week. So you should be practicing your multiplication drill every single day, because there were 5 of those sheets, these ones. Remember, there were 5 of these in your package. So you should be practicing them every single day, because when we come to division and multiplication, if we know our times tables, it's much easier, right? So here we go. So I have to divide my 1s and my 10s, remember? So here we go. 7 times, how many 7s do I need to make a 7? I need 1 7. So my 1 goes at the top, and again, you can use your multiplication sheets, the one with the yellow numbers, whole numbers on the side, those ones. So remember, whole numbers go up on the top, and our multiples go at the bottom. So I used my whole number 1 to make 1 7, right? So 1 times 7 gives me 7, right? So my whole number went up, my multiple came down. Then I subtract, I'm left with a 0. Am I done? Not at all. I need to bring this 5 down. Now, do we ever see, how many 7s we need to make a 5? Do we have enough? We have more actually, right? So that's it. I am done. I cannot do anything with this 5. So because I brought down a number and I couldn't do anything with it, I am going to put a 0 at the top, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. If you divide 75, imagine you have 75 cookies. There are 7 students. What you're saying is each kid would get 1 cookie. We would have a lot of leftovers, right? So what we need to remember is when I brought my 5 down, since I can't do anything with it, I need to put a 0 at the top. Does that make sense? Now it makes sense. If there were 75 cookies and there were 7 students, each kid would get 10, and we would have 5 leftovers. So my remainder is 5, and my quotient is 10. Does that make sense? Okay, let's go ahead and do one more. So I am choosing from our task 7 for today. I am choosing, so that was A. Now I'm choosing D. So it is right underneath A. So here we go. 91 divided by 7. How many 7s do I need to make this 9? I need 1 7. So that's my whole number. It goes at the top. Then I multiply to get my multiple here. So 1 times 7 gives me 7. Remember, do you see grades 3? Every time I'm putting a number here, something has to come down. You cannot leave it blank. It wouldn't make sense. So something has to come down, and that something is when you multiply these two numbers. Whatever you put at the top, you need to multiply that number with this number to get our answer at the bottom. So 1 times 7 gave me 7. 9, take away 7 is 2. Now I need to bring this 1 down. 21. How many 7s would make 21? If you know your 7 times table, you would know that we need 3 7s to make 21. Because 7 times 3 gives me 21. Now watch this. I had told you if a whole number goes up, I just told myself that I need 3 7s to make 21. So I put up 3. And remember, I need to multiply my 3 to my 7 to get a number here. So 3 times 7 gives me 21. I subtract. I am left with nothing. So my remainder is 0. My quotient is 13. So if there were 91 kids and there were 91 cookies and there were 7 kids, each kid would get 13 cookies. We would have nothing left over. Does that make sense? Okay, so those were your questions from your textbook, task 7, and I chose A and D. Let's go ahead and look at your workbook now. Okay, so from your workbook, I am looking at 84 divided by 7. It is on page 102, exercise 36. So 84 divided by 7. So let's go ahead and let's see, what do we get? So 84, so imagine there are 84 cookies and there are 7 kids. We need to ask ourselves, well, how many cookies would each child get? So let's begin with only one number at a time. So how many 7s do we need to make this 8? We need 1 7, right? So my whole number went up. Then I need to remember, I need to multiply my whole number to the number I'm dividing by. So 1 times 7 gives me 7. I subtract, I'm left with 1. Am I done? Not at all. I need to bring my 4 down. Now it's become a 14. If I know my 7 times table, I would know that I need 2 7s to make 14. So 2 7s would make 14. So I took 2 7s, then I need to multiply it. 2 times 7 gives me 14. I'm left with nothing. So my remainder is 0. My quotient is 12. Okay, let's do one more question. Okay, so I am choosing from our workbook, I'm going to choose, okay, grades 3, actually I'll do 2 questions so you'll get to see. I'm gonna do question 2 and the last one. So second penguin and the last penguin, okay? So 135 divided by 7. Let's do that one first. Okay, so let's do question 135. Sorry, let me do this again so it's straight. Okay, now I ask myself, is this one big enough for me to divide it? No, it's not big enough for me to divide it, right? So therefore, I need to combine this 1 to this 3 so that it becomes 13. So now I can divide 13 to 7 because it's big enough, right? So let's go ahead. How many 7s do I need to make 13? Now I know that if I take 2 7s, they'd be too big. They'd be too many, right? So because it would give me 14. 2 7s give me 14. So I need only 1 7. So I put 1 at the top. Then I need to remember that I need to multiply these two numbers to get a number here. So 1 times 7 gives me 7. Then I go ahead and subtract it. So 13 take away 7 gives me 6. Then I need to bring this number down. Now it becomes a 65. Now if I know my 7 times table, I would know that I can only take 9 7s to complete this number or to divide it, because 7 times 9 gives me 63. And I am left with 5 take away 3, 2. So my remainder is 2 and my quotient is 19, which means if there were 135 cookies and there were 7 kids, each kid would get 19 and you would be left with 2 cookies. Does that make sense? Okay, let's go ahead now and let's do the last penguin together. And then you will go ahead and finish the rest of the exercise. So the last penguin is 716 divided by 7. So here we go. How many 7s do we need to make 1 7? We only need 1 7. Okay, then we multiply 7 times 1 or 1 times 7 gives me 7. I subtract, I'm left with 0. Then I bring my 1 down. Is this one big enough for me to divide by 7? No, it's not. So again, because I brought down a number and I can't do anything with it, I need to put a 0 at the top. This tells me that I brought down a number and couldn't do anything with it. Now, since I've put up a 0, I am allowed to bring my next number down beside this one. This has become a 16, right? How many 7s do I need to make a 16? Well, I can only take 2 7s, right? Because 3 7s would give me 21. I do not need 21. I need something smaller than 16 or something smaller, right? So I know that the only 7s I can take is 2. So the only number of 7s I can use are 2. So 7 times 2 gives me 14. How did I get this 14? I went ahead and I did 2 times 7 and it gave me 14. I go ahead and subtract. I'm left with 2. So my remainder is 2 and my quotient is 102. So which means if there were 716 cookies and there were 7 kids, each child would get 102 cookies. That is way too many. Okay, on that note, I am going to see you in our next lesson and I wish you all the very best.